Hi guys, so we're going to do a little video for a project I call Birch Trees in the Snow. Okay, so you want a piece of paper. It can be about any size you want, but you want it to be long ways. So if you go for just a regular piece of paper like this size, just make sure it's going this direction. You can do this any size you want. So talk to your teacher about what size she wants you to do it. So take your paper, lay it the tall ways, okay, and then the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make yourself a horizon line. Okay, and it should be down here towards the bottom, not very high up. Like I have it, I don't know, about a quarter of the way at the paper. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but it could kind of be straight across like that. Okay, and then you're going to take masking tape and pull you off a nice long piece and make sure it doesn't tear like mine did there. Try to get a nice full piece. Okay, nice long piece like that. All right. And clean up your bottom. Like I don't want it to be all like that. It just needs to be like that. And a little rough is good. So that's what the bottom looks like. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. Then I'm going to take this piece of masking tape, and I think you can see this in the video, and I'm going to stick it to my pants. I know, weird. Yes. But the reason I'm doing that is so it's sticky, but it's not too sticky, so it doesn't tear up my paper later. Okay. So it has a little fuzz on the back. And then I'm going to go right off the top, and I'm going to go down here towards the bottom, and I'm making a tree. So this is my birch tree right here, and I tape that on. Okay, then I do another one. Same thing. I tape my pants here. Okay, tape it to my pants. This one I'm going to make run off the top, but I want it to end up right at my horizon line. So I'm going to just tear right there. Okay, it's not perfect, and that's okay because it's the bottom of a tree. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and I'm taping it right to that. Now, you have to do at least 3 trees. I would not do more than 5. So it is up to you how many you want to do. Okay, I'm going to do probably 3. And then I'm going to do one more here and put it over on this side. And I just don't want all of my bottoms to be in the same place, but I do want them all to go off the top. Okay. So I'm going to do that one there. Then I think mine needs one more. I'm going to go with 4. But notice how the bottoms, I'll hold this up so you can see it a little better. The bottoms are all in different places. The tops all go off the top. Okay, I want this one to come down really far there. And I don't want to curl it up like I just did. So hopefully I can just unstick that a little bit. There we go. Okay, and so I have, okay, you can see this. So the bad job, that does not work, Mrs. Tool. Let's just pick it up. Okay. All mine, 4, all ending at different places, okay, but all going off the top. That's what you need, 3 to 5 of those trees, okay? Okay, so now we're ready to do the next step. So I have my tape still on there like it should be, and I actually have it taped to the table with the top, and that is good. And then I put a little piece of tape at the bottom, so it's taped at both the top and the bottom of my project, and that helps it from wrinkling up. It is going to wrinkle up. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just the way it works. Okay. So what you need for this next step is you need a cup of water. Okay. Watercolors, a paintbrush, and the bigger the better, but it needs to be a big fluffy paintbrush. So whatever you've got, a small one will work, but a big one's better just because it goes a little faster. And you're going to need salt. The salt part looks really cool. If your teacher doesn't want to do it because it's a mess, that is their choice. So don't be a toot about that if they decide they don't want to do it. Okay, because it is messy, but it does look cool. So, but you can watch me do it anyway. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to paint water on here. And I'm painting everything down to the horizon line. Okay. And I'm just putting some water on here. I'll make it so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Water, water. I hope you can see that it's getting shiny and it's going to get wrinkly. But I want to go quick. Do not piddle around with this because you want this paper to be wet. Okay? And then we are going to make a beautiful winter sky. And usually the winter skies tend to be a little more pink and blue and purple. If you want to make yours more like a traditional sunset and put oranges and stuff in it, you can definitely do that. But I like it to look kind of purpley and pink. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I've got that. Then I'm just going to take a dab of the blue and touch it in there. And since it's already wet, it just kind of just floats out. I don't know what else to say there. Yep. So just get that blue in there. I'm the video. Mason Miller says hi to all of you guys. Fifth graders. Okay, then I'm going to take a little bit of the pink color, which is just my red. You don't have the pink in your watercolor set, but because I use it really light, lots of water in it. Okay. And then a little touch of purple. And you should be able to see how wet it is. It's wrinkly. If yours is wrinkling up, you don't want it to wrinkle up like crazy, but it should be wrinkling up some. You're doing it right. Okay? And if it's just a little bit too dark, just put a little water on top of it. It's fine. Okay, make sure every edge is covered. And then the last thing we're going to do while it's nice and wet is you're going to take salt and put it in your hand. Because it's for kids. And you're going to do this. I'm on video right now. All right, and you put that in there and then you let it dry. And the salt will absorb the water and it's going to kind of look like little ice crystals in the background. Okay? And you'll let it dry. So this is probably as far as you can go for today. So you'll get this part done. And then as soon as it's pretty close to dry, you want to peel your tape off. So don't let the tape sit there for a whole day if you can help it. Peel it off in the next like 15 minutes. And then you'll dust off just peel it off and then just let it sit and completely dry after that. So I'll show you to peel it off in about 10 or 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, so I probably haven't waited long enough because it's still a little wet, but it's close enough. So I'm going to peel off the tape. You see what I did here? Okay, so just carefully get the edge and just kind of come along here back with the other finger behind it just to help it kind of come off. Don't just rip it off crazy because if it does tear your paper, you want to make it stop. Okay? And it is fine that there are little places where it came in. I promise. It will look fine because we're going to cover those up when we do the next step. Okay? So, again, I'm not getting the salt off. I'm leaving the salt because I am going to let this dry more. I just don't want it to dry all the way with tape on it because that makes it too hard to get off. There, I tore it a little bit on the paper, but it's all right. Just don't let it go crazy. Okay, now, you could have done this beforehand. I probably should have, but I didn't. Take your pencil. Gotta find one here. You'd think in the art room I could find a pencil. Okay. I can see where my tape was. You can do this before you pull the tape if you want, but ever so lightly go around where the bottom of your trees were. So this was the one that was just like that. Okay. This was my one. I can see my paper where it tore a little bit, where it fuzzed, so I can tell where it went. And again, if you wanted to copy around your tape, you could do that. And just do that like that. Okay, so this phase, this step one is done. So you're going to let this sit and dry really well, like tomorrow or the next day or whatever, till your next time you get to work on it. And then I'll show you how to sprinkle off the salt and to clean it up a little bit before we start painting the trees on it. So that is the first phase of the Birch Trees in the Snow project.